Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about the importance of making your choices more conscious. Now, our day is a whole series of choices. We like to think that sometimes life is something that happens to us. However, life is something that happens for us if we take the driving seat, if we choose to bring things to a conscious level, because ultimately so much of our day goes by at an automated level. You don't even think about half of the stuff that you're doing. You don't give much thought to your food choices. You don't give much thought to your routines. You don't give much thought to what you're actually thinking about. And it's about becoming mindful about these things. Ultimately, the way you think, the way you feel, the behaviors that you demonstrate, the way you talk to other people, the way you think about other people. It's all under your control if you want it to be. But it's about making the conscious decision to actually become aware, and putting the effort into it. And I mean, this is something that you really have to work at, because ultimately our brains will always want us to do things at an automatic level because it keeps our cognitive load lower. Our brain does not give a shit about our happiness. It wants to keep us safe, it wants to keep us alive, and in order to do so, it likes us to do the same things. It likes repetition because then there's no possibility of danger. However, if we're doing something that doesn't serve us well, whether it be habits in our relationships, whether it be our career, whether it be our eating habits, whether it be the way that we think about ourselves or the way that we think about other people, well, then we need to change that. We have to become aware of the fact that this is something that we do and then go about changing it. And as I said, that takes a lot of effort, and you're very easily going to revert back into old ways of thinking if you don't remain conscious. And this is what I talk about when I say to people that healing, that change is a lifelong process. There is no final destination, because ultimately, as soon as you take the foot off the pedal, things can revert back very quickly. So, first of all, create awareness that your brain likes things predictable, that it will always show a preference for what is possibly unhealthy and also possibly making you miserable. And be sure that you're aware of that bias. We also have a negativity bias, which tells us, the worst case scenario is always the most likely thing to happen. So when we go to change, or when we go to do something significant with our lives that our brain doesn't like, it will tell us, no, that's not going to work. You may as well just stay the way you are. And again, it's about moving beyond that on a conscious level. We have to be aware also of the role that our ego and our self-righteousness plays in keeping us in an unhappy place or holding us back. I mean, we love the idea of being right. However, there's no benefit to it whatsoever. All it does is disconnect us from the people in our lives, and it also gives us a sense of one-upmanship, which isn't very helpful. It's about working on yourself, being aware of yourself rather than proving anything to anybody else. And the more you can shift to that mindset of growth, of seeking self-awareness, of looking for self-acceptance instead of judging others, the better off you're going to be. Bear in mind that the best decision for your life is not necessarily always going to be the one that you desire. Sometimes you're going to have to work against the grain. You're going to have to go with the decision that you really, really don't want, whether it be having a difficult conversation, whether it be, doing something outside of your comfort zone, whether it be tackling a problem that you've been putting on the long finger for a long time. All of the things that we tend to avoid because they're a little bit uncomfortable. That's where the growth is. Because holding on to all of those negative feelings, holding grudges, holding the emotions that go with a past event actually just destroys us. It consumes us. It eats us up. And ultimately we have the choice every day. Do we go with the option that serves us, which is letting something go and focusing instead on how we can improve ourselves and how we can pay it forward, how we can help others, how we can contribute? Or we can choose to plow all of our energy into judgment, into, self-preservation and protecting ourselves from others, when really the only ones we need to protect ourselves from is ourselves. That being said, with regards to choices, I mean, yes, be very mindful of the choices you make, but beware of the tyranny of choices that are available to us at the minute. I mean, social media is a nightmare. There is so much stimuli at the moment that will confuse anybody. You're basically being presented with so many options. It can actually just leave you in nearly a state of burnout, and you're like, oh god, no matter what choice I make, it's not going to be the right one. And you see the goalposts are always moving. You're always going to need something better once you get one thing, and it's a nightmare. So try to keep your life as simple as possible, and one way of doing this is restricting the amount of social media that you follow. Also, once you make a choice, commit to it. Make the choice based on what your values, what your needs are, where you want to go with your life, the sort of person that you want to be. And once you know that in your heart, follow through in it. You know, don't allow outside influence to make you second guess or to doubt yourself. This is the sort of content I will be covering in my upcoming workshop in the Maldron Hotel in Tallaght on September the 18th. If you'd like any details, or if you'd like to work with me on a one-to-one basis with any area of your life that you're feeling stuck, get in touch on the website. It's fundamentals.ie, or get in touch on Instagram or Facebook. Both of those pages are Fundamentals. And go check out my new podcast with Neil O'Brien. Really good crack, just a conversation, nice little flow, and all about purpose, meaning, how to just lift your spirits and find more fulfillment. It's on iTunes and Spotify, and it's called Touchy and Feely. Go check it out.